Hello, how is it going? So today is going to be a little bit different from what I normally do. I'm not really going to be doing any magic as such today. Instead, I thought I'd share a story on how I came about performing to the highest paid athlete in the world, Floyd Mayweather. So sit back, grab a brew, and hope you enjoy it. So this story itself actually dates all the way back to 2017. So at the time I was in college, I was doing a course on performing arts and drama with one of my best friends, Nathan, at the time. And I realised that magic was definitely going to be one of those things that I wanted to pursue once I left college. So in order for me to do that, I wanted to try and see if I could get in front of some big names. So at the time, I remember literally every single day on my computer and on my phone, searching for some of the best events where some of the biggest celebrities in the world could possibly be, within the UK that is. So I remember stumbling across this advertisement for an evening with Floyd Mayweather, and it was advertised at 3 different events at the time. So there was, on 3 different locations. So there was Leicester, Liverpool and London. So I remember looking at location wise, thinking which one would be the best one for me out of the 3, and just try and find exactly who the event promoter was. So I literally would sit there for every single day trying to find out exactly who the person was, who do I need to speak to, and how can I sell myself in a way where they're gonna go, yeah, we'll take you. So I came across this one guy who owned the entire event company. I messaged him on every single social media platform I could physically get my hands on. So that was Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and basically just said, I'll do the entire event for free as long as you just pay for my travel to get there, that's it. So I heard nothing from him. And then I left it a couple of days, and I was in the middle of doing a dress rehearsal for a performance, and my phone wouldn't stop ringing at the time, and I had to just make an excuse to say I need to go to the toilet. And when I went out, I remember answering the phone call, and the person who was organising the event actually wanted to book me for all 3 shows. But I remember looking at the dates of when they were, and they were only within a week for me to get to. So I came with this massive routine, what to do, and luckily enough, I had a good friend of mine who's out in California, known as Jay Bling, who was going to be there. So I thought that'd be pretty cool to link up with him. If you guys don't already follow him, I've left his details below. He is by far one of the best DJs there is on the planet. I'm just an all-round class guy, so I definitely recommend checking out his stuff. So it was nice to hook up with Jay when I got to the Leicester event. My intention wasn't really to get in front of Floyd, it was mainly just to try and get that clientele perform to, and obviously try and network as much as I could. And if the opportunity was there, the opportunity was there. That was it. So Leicester night happened, that was really good. And then when London came about, I was kind of like, I was being a bit selfish with myself. I was kind of saying I need to find a way to physically get to him. So how do I do that? So I remember at the time leaving my case in his green room and finding an excuse in some way, shape or form in order for me to try and get in there. So all night I was denied entry into going into the green room. Once it arrived, that is. And at that stage then I said, right, okay, the best way to kill time is to go and perform as you said you were going to do to the public. So I did a couple of hours performing to the general public at the time, tried to find my best way of trying to get to him by performing to all his friends, all his colleagues they brought with him. And luckily enough, in the end, they all really liked what they saw. So I was thinking, well, if they like it, there must be a perfect opportunity for them to go, oh, by the way, he's got to watch this. So towards the end of the evening, he'd just come off stage, just done his interview, and I made it my goal to try and get in that green room. So how did I do it? I basically blagged my way through. I just lied. That's pretty much it. I said I needed to go to the toilet, stayed in the toilet, came out, and hid in the corner, waiting for him to come off stage. That's it. And when the time was right, I remember being in a room full of all his friends, all his colleagues, and he was just stood there, primed and ready just to leave, basically. So the biggest anxiety in my life was having the courage, or in other words, the balls to go over and ask, can I show him something? And I even had to go to Leonard Ellaby at the time and say, is there any possible way I can show the champ something quickly? To which he then responded with, ask the man yourself, he's only right there. So he wasn't going to go to him, so it was down to me to do it. And me being an 18-year-old kid at this time with zero confidence, and you're in front of the undefeated champ in boxing, it was a really difficult opportunity to do. So I literally did this technique where I just went 3, 2, 1, walked straight over and just said, hi Floyd, how's it going? I'm the magician for tonight. I was wondering if I could show you something real quick. And he got really defensive straight away. He was like, yo, who's this real quick? And then everyone in the room just went, oh no, Floyd, there's the magician. He's really good. And as soon as I got like 5 or 6 different people at that point giving their approval, kind of made me feel in here like, thank God, because at least then they can then say that he's actually good and not, we don't know him either, he can leave. So at that point then I saw this defense mechanism that he was putting up from this to, hold up, you're a magician? And I was like, yeah. Okay, great, and the persona of Floyd Mayweather just came out at that point. He had all the cameras in the room then instantly light up when he was in that zone.
No, that's okay. What's going on? Yeah. You're gonna blind him up with that bright ass light. Right, they go to the same school.
That's what we're gonna try and do, yeah?
It's like, show me what you can do then, show me what you can do. And I didn't really prep for it. I was just hoping to get in front of him at the time and do what I'd normally do to people. So when the first trick kind of worked, I was like, I hope the next few that he likes will kind of gravitate towards him. So the first thing I did was, I remember it now clear as day, it was like controlling his card to come to the top of the deck every time. And on the first touch, when the card wasn't there, it was almost kind of putting that persona back on again, where it was like, this ain't gonna work, this ain't gonna work. And then the second he touched and it came up, he walked away.
No, just snap your fingers. Snap your fingers, good. Done. Wait, come back, we're only started. We're just started.
We're getting started.
Look, this goes.
Okay, so when the guy walked away, I was there thinking, is he walking away because he knows how it works, or is he walking away because he's astounded? And it turns out he was absolutely blown away by it. So my confidence went from this to then, you've got him now, so we might as well reel him in even more. So I remember going over and grabbing him and saying, no, we're just getting started. And then as soon as he's going, what do you mean we're just getting started? And then the hands went behind the back at that point.
Every time you take them to Vegas, they can come here. You're right.
Poker. Blackjack. In fact, I'll show you again.
So he could lean forward even more. And at that stage then I just had fun. I ran with it as much as I could and just aimed to try and give a positive experience for him, just to show that obviously what I'm doing is actually legit. I'm not doing this for a mess around, I'm actually working hard to try and get out there basically. And I could see that in his face that he enjoyed it. And towards the end I remember doing that effect where the card comes off the phone and his reaction to that was insane. And I remember the whole place clapping and giving a positive like outcome, and the comments that were coming from it were just crazy. And at the end of it, he gave me this really cool testimonial, which I still use to this day, where he was like, damn dog, we need to get you a show on the strip.
Damn dog, we need to get you a show on the strip.
And I was immediately just like, wow, that could possibly be a reality one day. And I still, fingers crossed, hope it does. But yeah, it was by far the best thing I ever did in my life. At the time, I could not get over that I'd actually performed to him, never mind be in a position to go and perform to him. But I remember after that, I was leaving, going back to my hotel room, and I remember filming, I think I'll pop it in here. I remember filming like a little after shot of me just going, now is when it kicks off.
Tonight, for me, this is going to mark my career officially taking off.
And it did absolute bits for me at the time, that, and I still do refer back to it whenever anyone asks if you met anyone famous. This story will always come up first because it was my first experience to perform to someone of that caliber. So I do hope you've enjoyed that story. I'm sorry if I've banged on about this for way too long, but at least you guys kind of know how it worked, what went on that time. And yeah, you never know, I may have my own show in Vegas. Actually, no, scratch that, I will have my own show in Vegas one day. That is one of my goals. But we can only wait and see, can't we? So yeah, if you've enjoyed this story, or if you want me to do more like this and you'd kind of like to see other things that I've done in the past, please do let me know in the comments section. If it's a load of crap, that's fine, I'll leave it. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this and stay tuned, there'll be some more coming up.